but let me give you some advice. This was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Democrats lost the White House, the Senate, and failed to retake the House. Their approval rating hit just 21%, a 16-year low, Quinnipiac. That same week, Al Green was removed during Trump's address. Democrats waved signs on the House floor, then sang, "We shall overcome." Then came a viral TikTok, AOC and several Democrats posing like a Super Smash Bros. Character screen. On CNN, Phillip brought in Rep. Marilyn Strickland to defend it. Scott Jennings was ready. Here's what happened.
Congresswoman, that TikTok trend, I don't even know where to begin. I'm not sure why this is necessary. I mean, there is like serious stuff happening in this country, but that seems to be just inviting ridicule.
So when you think about TikTok as a trend, we are trying to reach out to different people and different voters. And the woman who produced this is an influencer with 7 million followers. So this is lighthearted, it's fun. And every time you do something creative, you're gonna get criticism, right? But I actually applaud them for trying to do something different. And here's the reality. 7 million followers, whether you think it's cringe or you like it, we're on CNN on a Thursday night and we're talking about it on national TV.
But I guess my question is, to what end? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I mean, maybe you will get 7 million eyeballs, but what is the point?
I am not accustomed to helping your party do anything.
Yep.
But let me give you some advice. This was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And if you read the comments today, Lord have mercy. Look, scrambling for new social media and communication strategies is not a replacement for fixing what's actually wrong. Your party has a 21% approval rating right now, congressional Democrats.
Well, let's talk about fixing what's wrong. Donald Trump is doing nothing for the American people.
And he has a 50% approval rating.
But he's doing nothing for the American people.
And so
he's not lowering the cost of living.
Advice
he tells lies.
Fix the policy and leave the gimmicks behind.
Yes, and let's make policy.
Okay, well, let me finish here. Let the Congresswoman respond to that, because I think the underlying, what Scott is saying, is this question of the party itself has a trust issue with its own voters, frankly.
Right.
So what is being done about that?
So as we look at trust issues with the Democratic Party, there are a lot of things happening. Remember, the Democratic Party is a very large tent with diverse people. We have people saying, do something. We have some people saying, you've gone too far. We have to stay focused on what is important right now to the American people. President Trump promised to lower the cost of living. He has done none of that. And the Trump administration and Elon Musk are demonstrating one thing with all these random cuts. They don't care if you get sick. They don't care if you get injured. They don't care if you can't pay your bills. And they don't care if you're safe. All these random cuts they're making in all these departments that they don't even hardly know very well are hurting the American people. How is putting veterans out of work lowering the cost of living? How is taking away food from children lowering the cost of living? How is kicking women off of health care who get Medicaid lowering the cost of living? So I know that these things are distractions that we're talking about, but why won't Donald Trump deliver on his promises? Because he lies, that's why. They're doing nothing to support the American people.
Why would or should the American people trust Democrats to lower the cost of living after the last 4 years?
We have created more jobs.
No, cost of living. You brought it up. You said Trump's not delivering. I just want to know why we should trust Democrats who skyrocketed inflation. Why would I trust you?
I don't think it's about, you all won.
Yeah.
So now fix it. You said you were going to fix it.
We've been in it for 40 days.
Okay, right.
But you try to take a victory lap for the CHIPS and Science Act, for all these investments coming into the United States. So you're going to take credit or not. Donald Trump is a president. He promised a lower cost of living. He is cutting jobs across the board from civil servants who have to support their families.
You believe in government jobs. You want more government jobs.
No, actually, I want jobs that actually help people. Do you know what civil servants do? They keep our air clean. They keep our water clean. They keep our food safe. Don't interrupt me.
They take taxpayer money to fund the whole thing.
They also pay taxes.
Yes.
Wait, you're saying they take
it takes taxpayer money to fund it.
It does, but they're employed by the government.
This is the Democratic
plan.
They are
They're
government
jobs
for the American people, and they're not getting rich off of it.
Let's not forget, yes, Donald Trump and the Republicans won.
Yeah.
But the Democrats severely lost. And you're digging your hole deeper,
you're saying
especially
severely?
in a week. Excuse me. Especially in a week after the debacle of what happened during the president's speech, the embarrassment. I don't know who's creating this strategy, but believe me, No one is getting on board. The Democrats have lost. I would argue the Democrats are far more exclusionary. If you don't agree with them, you're canceled. If you say something inappropriate, you're out. And there's never a coming back in. The Democrats have told the American people, you agree with us, or we don't want you.
Their money these days.
Let's go back to what actually happened in that room. Abby Phillip opened with a simple question. Why is this necessary? She did not ask it as a partisan attack. She asked it as someone trying to understand the logic. There is serious stuff happening in this country, her words, and this seems to just invite ridicule. Strickland's answer was reach, 7 million followers. We are on CNN right now talking about it. That last point is worth examining carefully, because Strickland is technically correct. The video did generate coverage. It did put Democrats on national television that Thursday night. But there is a difference between being talked about and being taken seriously. Every person in that segment, the anchor, the Republican strategist, and even the Congresswoman's own framing, treated the video as a problem to explain, not an achievement to celebrate. That is not a media win. That is damage control. Jennings landed the sharpest line of the segment. Scrambling for new social media and communication strategies is not a replacement for fixing what's actually wrong. That line worked because it did not attack the video on aesthetics. It attacked the underlying assumption that the problem Democrats have is a messaging problem. If your approval rating is 21%, the issue is not that people haven't seen enough of your content. The issue is that they have seen enough and are not convinced. But then Jennings walked into his own contradiction. When Strickland pivoted and asked why Americans should trust a party that cut veterans' jobs, took food from children, and removed women from Medicaid, Jennings responded by asking why anyone should trust Democrats after 4 years of inflation. That is a fair counter, but notice what it does. It shifts the conversation from what are you doing now to what did you do before. That is not an answer. That is a redirect. And Strickland did the same thing in the other direction. She listed everything Trump was cutting, but she never answered the original question either. She never said, here is what Democrats are specifically going to do about the cost of living. She named the problem, she assigned blame. She did not offer a solution. So both sides spent 4 minutes pointing at each other's failures. Neither said anything a persuadable voter in a swing district would find useful. That is the deeper issue with what you watched. The TikTok was the surface. Underneath it was a party being asked to explain its strategy and responding with a list of the opponent's failures. Jennings called it the dumbest thing he had ever seen. He was talking about the video, but the same description might apply to the strategy behind it, the belief that visibility is the same thing as credibility. One last thing. Jennings said, fix the policy and leave the gimmicks behind. He said that as a Republican strategist who spent his career electing George W. Bush and Mitch McConnell, 2 politicians who understood better than most how to use messaging, branding, and yes, gimmicks to win elections. The advice was correct. The person giving it has spent 25 years doing exactly what he was telling Democrats not to do. That part did not make the segment.